Hello, queens and kings. Welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Today, we will be doing our beaded glove. So this was a request and we're responding to the request. This one, hey, I have a background story for it. What I also realized is that this can also be a veil. Do you know the veil that Zulu brides put on their wedding day? So it can also be used for that apart from a glove. So let's get started with our tutorial. So this is what I use to practice. So you start with 5 loops, and as you go down you minus 1. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until you get to the ring part. Ne? So this is another advice. I really would advise that you use small beads. It's much neater, especially for the hand, because it's a distance from your wrist up until the finger. So when using small beads, it's much more easier instead of like the big beads. So any beads that are under 2 millimeter sized, those are the beads that I would advise for you to use. So you take your normal bangle. We have done tutorials on your bangle. Your pattern for your bangle can be anything. It can be a triangle, it can be a diamond, it can be straight lines, it can be arrows. It's all up to you. So you need 5 sections. So currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm just gonna use up 5. So maybe I'll use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will start from here and end up on this triangle, né? Because you need 5 sections for the beginning. So the first thing, you're going to take your needle and your thread. Needle and your thread. I'm using a cotton currently. I wouldn't advise you to use a cotton. This is because I've misplaced my upholstery thread. What's new? I've misplaced it. So for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to use a cotton. The tutorial must go on. So I use upholstery thread and a needle. First thing, we've decided to start on the yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and end on our green. So you're going to start by just this section. You have to start by tying your cotton into your, oops, I'll be back just to untangle this. So you just put in your needle. So remember, you have this loop, ne? Just insert your needle into this loop so that you can fasten it tightly. And then you pull and you place it in between the 2 yellow beads like this. So it's nice and tight. And then I make another loop by inserting my needle inside. Anything to just fasten the thread onto our bangle. And then I take my needle, insert it into this loop, and then I make another knot. I fasten it tightly. So now I can get started with my pattern. So for pattern's sake, I'm just gonna start with my white, blue and white just to make a pattern, and then I pick up 4 green beads just for the pattern, and then I pick out a blue and white beads like this. For this, you can go crazy. And then I pick up 6 red beads for our flower. So for your flower, the beads should be 6. For this part, you can do any pattern that you like. Then I take my needle, I insert it downwards on the first bead for our flower. So the red will be our flower. So I insert my needle downwards on the first bead that we picked up of this color. And then I pull down. Oops. We're making a flower like this. And then when I get to this point, I pick up 2 red beads, the same color. And then I pick up 2 beads of the same color for the flower. So this is how you're going to look at it. The next door bead from where you inserted, you're going to skip that bead. And then you insert your needle into the next 2 beads. So you skip the one next to it and you insert your needle into the next 2 beads. And then you pull. And then your flower is complete. Then from this point, you're going to insert the same pattern that you did here. So my white, blue, 4 green, white, blue, and white. Those are the colors that I'm going to pick up. So these are my colors. I push them down like this. And then I take my needle. Now I'm going to insert my needle between the 2 beads of the next color. So I'm just gonna hang my needle in between those 2 beads like this. And then I take my needle. I insert it into the first 3 beads, the white, blue, and white. And then I pull. So I hanged my thread. Then I inserted my needle into the first 3 beads. And then I pull. Then I'm going to do the very same thing, but now I'm going to exclude the white, blue, and white. I'm going to pick up 4 green, blue, and white. And then I pick up 6 red for our flower. So now I have my beads and I push them back. And then I have my 6 beads that make up my flower. Then I take them and I push them back like this. Then I pick up what I just pushed back. I insert my needle on the first red bead, in a downwards direction, not upwards like this. Nope. Insert it in a downwards direction like this because you're trying to make a circle that is facing downwards. So you push like this, you pull your needle. Let's make sure that it sticks. Yes. And then from this point, you pick up your 2 red beads, the same color for your... And then I pick up 2 beads. I am really sorry for the background noises. I apologize. That's why I like shooting at night. During the day, everyone is awake, making noise. And then I pick up 2 red beads. And then I skip the bead that is next to the bead that I inserted my needle in. And then I insert my needle on the next 2 beads from the beads that I skipped. And then I pull. Then I pull, makes a nice round shape, a nice flower shape. And then I pick up 1 white, 1 blue, 4 green, white, blue, and white, the same as the other side. So these are the beads that I picked up, and you push them close, and then I insert my needle into the next block, the green block. Between the 2 green beads, I insert my needle. I'm hanging my thread, as you can see. So I only inserted my needle into the big hole, not into the beads. So I'm just hanging my thread, like I'm just putting it over like this, like in the Zulu necklace, just hanging it over like this between the 2 green beads. And then after I've hanged it, I just put my thread on the side and I insert my needle into the first 3 beads, the white, the blue, and the white. And then I insert it in a downward direction or position. And then I pull my needle. Then I pull my needle like this. And then I'm going to do this very same thing that I did here up until I get to the green spot, up until I have 5 loops in total, and then we'll come back. So we did 2, we're missing 3, so I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, and then we'll end here, and then I'll come back. It's okay. Yes, and then I'll come back. So now we add this point, the last loop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I insert in the last loop, and then I hang my thread in between the 2 navy beads, and then I pull it. Then I insert my needle into a downwards direction on the first 3 beads, then I pull. And then we have to keep moving down to make the second row. Then I insert my needle into the 4 green beads, and then I pull. And then I insert my needle again into the blue and white bead, and then I pull. Now when we come to the flower part, going to insert our needle into the first 3 red beads. Remember, the red beads are the color of our flower. That is where we're going to insert. It's a bit stuck. I'm going to come back. So inserted our needle into the 3 red beads, the flower color. So now we're going to do the same thing that we're doing here. You're going to pick up 1 white, 1 blue, and 1 white, 4 green, blue, white, and 6 red. You're doing the very same thing. So here are my colors. I push them down like this. Let me turn it like this. Yeah. Then I do the same thing that I was doing. I insert my needle into the first red bead in a downwards direction, and then I pull. To make our flower. Then I pick up 2 red beads. When I get to this point, I pick up 2 red beads. Pick up my 2 red beads. I take my needle, I insert it. I skip the next door bead, and I insert my needle into the next 2 beads. like this, and then I pull. And then I pick up blue, oopsie, let me put it like this, blue, white, 3 green, white, blue, white. I feel like I said 3 green instead of 4 green. I'm sorry. Blue, white, 4 green, white, blue, white. So now, at this point, you're going to hang your needle on the 2 beads that are below your flower. The 2 bottom beads. You're going to hang your thread in between those 2 beads at the bottom of your flower. You hang it like this, and then you insert your needle into your first 3 beads, and then you pull. And then you pull. Then you're going to do the same thing again by picking up 4 green, 4 green, white, blue, 6 red. You make your flower, you insert, and then you add 2 more red. You make your flower, and then you pick up blue, white, 4 green and white, blue and white. Then I'm going to come back just to show how we hang from a flower. Remember, at this point we're hanging from the actual bracelet, but at this point I want to emphasize the point of hanging from the flower, hanging your thread from the flower. So now at this point I push down the beads, the remaining beads, and then from every flower you have these 2 beads that are at the bottom. The 2 beads that are at the bottom, those are the beads that you're going to use to hang your thread in. So this is where I insert my needle into the hole that's between there, and then I am going to hang my thread in between the 2 beads that are at the bottom of your flower. I pull my thread, like this, and then I insert my needle in between. I insert my needle into the first 3 beads, and then I pull to the knots. Yeah. So now you're going to continue to make 1 here and 1 here, and then we'll come back by turning. Make 1 here and 1 here, and then we'll come back with the turning. We have reached the corner. Pull my needle, my thread that I've hanged in between the 2 red beads, and then I insert my needle in a downward direction. Let me pull again. In a downward direction, I insert in the first 3 beads. I insert into the 4 beads that I have, and the white and the blue bead, like this, and then I pull, and then I insert into the first 3 beads. 1, 2, 3 beads like this, and then I pull. There we have it with our 4 beads. With our 4 loops. So you're going to do the same thing until you get to the 1 bead, 1 loop, and then we'll be back. You're going to do the 3, you're going to do the 2, and then you're going to do the 1, and then we're going to come back. So at this point where we're done, where we just finished with our 1. So now you go down. We have to make the ring part. We go down the green and the blue, and then you pull knots as usual. Then I have to pause again. When you get to this point, you insert 2 red beads instead of 3. Usually when you get to the flower part, you will insert your needle. When moving down, you insert on 3 beads. But in this case, you're only going to insert on 2 beads. So now you have to make the ring part. So first you're going to start with your neutral color, your white. You're going to pick up 1 white bead. So the pattern, you're going to pick up 1 white bead, 3 color, 1 white bead, 3 color, 1 white bead, 3 color, up until the length fits your ring nicely. So these are the colors I have. Color, 3 color, 1 white, 3 color, 1 white, and then at the end I finish with my white. Now let me do this. I take my needle and I insert it into that 1 bead, like this, and then I pull. So when I measured out, this loop is the same size for my finger. It's the appropriate size for my finger. And then I go back to this white, the very first white at the beginning. I insert my needle on the white bead. And then I pull. And then I'm going to pick up 3 blue beads of this color, 3 beads of this color. Here are my 3 beads. And then I only insert my needle into the white bead. So I have something like this. And then I'm going to pick up 3 yellow beads, 3 beads of this color. Then I have my 3 yellow beads. Then I insert my needle into the only white bead. Set my needle only on that bead. Then I pull. Something like this. So you're making something that's like a chain. And then I pick up 3 red beads. So you look on the side, on the red beads, you pick up those 3 red beads. Then I insert my needle only on this white bead. So whatever, you can replace this white with black or any color that can be a break, that will break your chain. I don't know if that makes sense. So we're going to continue until we get to this point. So I got to this point and I picked up my 3 blue beads. Then I insert my needle into the white bead, only on that bead. Then I pull. Then you see you have something like this. It's a chain. It's a nice chain. So this is our ring. Then when you get to this point, you can insert your needle into that red bead that's in the center. You pull. You can also insert into the 2 red beads, moving up now. Those 2 red beads. Then you pull. And then when you get to this point, that's where you can tie your knot. So I just do like this so that the don't confuse. So I do something like this, ne? I'm tying a knot below this white bead. Then I pull. Then I tie another knot just to secure. Set my needle like this. You can tie a knot anyhow, but however you choose to tie your knot, just make sure that it doesn't show. Then maybe I can move up a bit. Sorry about that. Can move up a bit. Then when I get to this point, I tie a knot again. And I secure. It's twice the charm. I secure it by tying a knot again. So I'm sure, Guti, it's very, very secure. Then you're done. There you have your beaded glove. So this is how it turned out. Hold the single lady, hold the single lady. So this is how it turned out. Yes, it's complete. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for Ida for this request. It's like you knew that I have a problem with this pattern. I'm so excited for this because I have a history with this in particular. Thank you, queens and queens. Thank you for your requests. Keep bringing them. You're challenging me, and the more uncomfortable I get, the more I get to grow. Thank you. See you on the next video. I love you guys so, so much. If you love the content that you're seeing, please consider subscribing. See you on the next video. Bye. This is how I say goodbye now. Bye.